Hey there. So if you meant to click on this video, that means you're either interested in becoming a notary or you're already a notary and you're wondering what it really costs to take your notary business to the next step. Either way, you're in the right place because I've officially been running my notary side hustle for about a week and a half, and I've started making a little bit of money, but mostly I've been spending money. So that's what this video is about. I want to tell you exactly what I've been spending my money on and what I've spent. So I know most people usually make you listen to them first and then give you the whopping number. I'm going to give you my whopping number up front and then walk you back through what I've purchased, just so you have some visibility into the kinds of things that you may want to invest in or not, because I did do mine a little bit extra, right? So just so you know, I've spent $1,829.25. I feel like I'm missing something on this list because I feel like it's closer to about $1,900, but we're going to go with this. So let's just say between $1,830 and $1,900. So that is frightening, but hopefully I can make this money back. So let me tell you what I spent my money on. First thing I did when I heard about becoming a notary or starting a real notary business, as I said, let me just see what people are talking about. Let me back up a little bit. I actually work full-time. I'm a senior HR manager at a tech company. And one night I pretty much fell asleep and woke up to a bunch of videos of people talking about being a notary and being a loan signing agent. I don't know why, but my autoplay was on. And so I was like, what the hell is this? So I've been a notary since about 2013 or 2014 because I was forced to do it for my job, which means I was constantly notarizing things for free. Well, there's a whole bunch of people who have to get things notarized all the time, including myself. I've had to get things notarized, but of course you can't notarize your own documents. So I found a course. It was a one-on-one with Let's Jazz It Up, who I found here on YouTube. So I met with her for about 2 hours one morning before work, I think at like 8 a.m. And she walked me through some documents, explained the business to me. She's been doing it for a few years. I think her mother and her aunts and everybody is already in the business. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. It's something that I could do maybe on the weekends or in the evenings after work. I'm curious. But she piqued my interest and she told me about how it works. And she's in Virginia, so they make like $150 a pop every time they go sign closing paperwork with people. Now, I'm in Georgia, so you can't go run an entire closing by yourself. An attorney has to be involved because Georgia is what they call an attorney state. So I can't just go get a call and say, hey, can you go do this closing with people? That's not how it works here. However, an attorney could ask me to go on their behalf, but they'd have to be on the phone or something and walk the person through the documents first or answer any questions or be present. It's a little different, but you can still make money on the side or replace your income if you can figure out how to do it by being a notary as well. So that was the first thing I did. Her class was $120, or that session was $120. The next set of whopping cash that I let go of was kind of I call it the legalities, right? So I filed for my trademark for my business name. I'm real big on, if you're going to do a business, do it right, take it all the way. Don't let somebody come steal your business name and then be able to sue you down the line. So when I come up with an idea, 2020 has taught me file for a trademark. That's just like a random kick I've been on this year. So I filed a bunch of trademarks in 2020. So my trademark for my business name was $275, but that's not the only cost associated with the trademark. So I filed the trademark because I already have an LLC. I didn't have to pay for the LLC in order to do this because I have one. So the trademark itself was $275. Then I filed for what's called a DBA, which is a doing business as, because even though I have an LLC, I don't want to do my notary business under the same name as my LLC because it's two separate realms. My LLC is focused on HR and resume writing, interview prep, and consulting. This is something else. So I filed the DBA. The DBA with my county was $301 total, but that's because I went through a third party, just like I did with my trademark filing. So the trademark filing was $275 plus another $150 because I went through a third party. And they're going to take care of everything for me. They did a federal search. I added that on. And It's just a little bit more extensive and more expensive to go through a third party. Really, you should use an attorney if you can afford one, but I ain't there yet. So I just went ahead and did it myself through an online third party. Okay, so that was the 150 plus 275 plus 301 plus the 120 that I've already spent. The next thing that I did was I went to the NNA website, which is the National Notary Association. I did the background check, the loan signing agent exam, and I bought my E&O insurance. So you want to do it through the NNA because they feed into all these signing companies automatically. It makes it really easy. It's more like a plug and play. You pick out the things you want, you check out, and it goes to the loan signing companies or loan signing apps and things out there that you can use. So that, let's see here, how much was that? My insurance for the year, I got $25,000 for the year, and that was $30. It was $70 for the background check and the exam. So that's a total of $100 for that. Of course, I like to be real bougie with some stuff. I said, I got to get a nice website. I like a good website. I feel less secure if someone's website is not together. So I bought my website. I bought my web domain. Of course, the website's monthly. I did that through Squarespace. What else did I buy? Oh, I paid for Google Ads, but let's just start with the Squarespace. That was $62. And like I said, some of those costs are monthly. Some of them are annual. My G Suite access, or like for my own email domain and the website domain, that was an extra $6 for G Suite. So it adds up. So you see, and like I said, it just adds up, right? So that's $6 a month plus the $16 a month for the website itself, plus the $20 for the domain. And I can't even remember what else is in there, but it was $62. My Google ad, now let me tell you, this Google ad so far in just this week has cost me $75 because they charge you by the click. And I've had, I don't remember how much it is or like what it relates to per click, but I've had several clicks. I've had over 1,000 impressions, but they don't charge you by impressions. That's just, how many people who have seen it, or I guess the reach is what they call it. But I've gotten several phone calls. I didn't even realize the ad was actually active yet. And then my phone started kind of like ringing off the hook this week. I'm like, who are these people? Why are they calling me? But it's coming from my Google ads. So people call me. I use a Google Voice number. I do not use my personal phone number because let's say I took a vacation or something. I can always turn that off so that I won't get calls. But so far, I've reached about $75 on my Google ads. And I do have a cap on it. It will not go over $300, I believe. And with that Google ad, I have had about 5 individual notary acts within the past 3 days, I want to say. And so, those are just run-of-the-mill general notary works. They're usually about $25 to $45. I did have one person who was kind of across town. That was $50. So it's coming in, right? Also, I paid for an extra $2.99 for one of the signing apps. I believe it was signingorder.com. And so that's kind of what I spent on getting set up and getting the software, website, all of that. So now let's get to the office actual supplies. I bought my printer. That was one of the first things I purchased too. I bought my printer. I got the Brother 6200. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's like the DWL 6200, something like that, but it ends in 6200. It is the dual tray big gray printer. That one, it is pretty much hard to find right now or impossible to find. I bought it the day after Christmas, I want to say, and it was on sale for about $300. My total checkout price for the printer, I also got an extra cartridge because in my head I was like, ooh, I'm about to do everything. I'm about to be so busy. I have not used it yet. So that came up to a whopping $510.07. I'm crossing my fingers that thing will pay itself off sooner than later, but $500 is no small amount of money, $510 to be exact. So it's a significant piece of equipment. I also bought an inkjet printer during this time because, well, under my LLC, not necessarily for the notary business, but I went ahead and just put it on the list because I've been needing a printer anyway, and that one prints in color and it scans. That printer was $130 and I got it from Sam's. So my stamp itself, like I said, I've been a notary for a while, so I've had this for a while. I want to say it was like 25 or 30 bucks. But my previous employer paid for this one, and I actually ended up with two because the company messed it up and didn't put my commission expiration date on there at first. So I ended up with two. But it's usually about 25 bucks, I believe. You can get them on Amazon. So then came the smaller things like signature tabs. I bought, not the ones that say sign here, but I just got these little cheap ones off Amazon, different colors, some sticky notes, because I figured it'll get used. I bought that, a box of blue pens. I bought 60 of them because I don't share pens anyway. So if I meet a client and they don't have a pen, I will hand them a pen and I do not want it back. So I got a box of 60 pens. I also got a cover for my laptop, some paper clips, and a couple other things. Oh, letter and legal paper. I did get a pack each. I bought sanitizing wipes because like I can't do the germs. And then I was like, oh, this would be a good idea to get. I got some skin protectant because it's a little cold right now and I have really bad eczema on my hands, and just constantly putting sanitizer on, sometimes I need a little thicker barrier there. And then I bought a case of gloves. Now, the gloves that I purchased, it's a case of 1,000. It's just because I end up using them. I go to the office like once a week to check the mail and stuff like that. I like to have a set of gloves with me because I toss them throughout the day. So originally at the beginning of the pandemic, that case of gloves was like 30 bucks. This case of gloves was $105 now because it's from like a restaurant wholesale company. And so it used to be super cheap. So I bought a case right when the pandemic started. I just ran out of those like not that long ago, maybe like a month or two ago. And this new case is just ridiculous how expensive everything is now. So that's how I got to that $1,830. But one thing I realized I did not put on this list is the actual cost of getting your commission. Mine, I think it was about $36 here in Atlanta. I want to say it's about $36. But it may vary between state, county. Because yeah, you do go through the county. You go to the county clerk's office. But overall, you can expect to spend a good little bit of money, right? You don't have to file a DBA. You don't have to have an LLC. I just prefer to do it that way because, I have another kind of side business that I run, and I like everything to be separate. So my money is separate. I have a business bank account. I have a business PayPal. So when I invoice people, I do it straight from PayPal and they pay it and it goes where it needs to go. I don't want anybody handing me cash, even though I think 2 people have handed me cash so far, but I still want to keep that stuff separate. Another thing that's not on this list is the cost of using Notary Gadget. I just started throwing in my expenses and it keeps up with everything. I love it. So when my trial period runs out, which they give you a trial period of 15 transactions. When that runs out, I will be keeping Notary Gadget. And I think it's $10 a month. But I think it's going to be worth it. Just like today's Saturday and I woke up to 2 calls and people are like, I need a notary. Like Wednesday night, I got a call in the evening. It was a lady at the hospital. She wanted to get a power of attorney signed because her daughter wasn't coherent anymore. So I couldn't go do that because I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. She has to sign that, or someone has to sign that. Like you can't just be like, okay, I'll go sign this. There's no signature. So, I've gotten some interesting calls where people have wanted more advice than I'm authorized by the law to give. So you will get some of those calls, especially if you use a Google ad. People will find you. And the trick is to pick a good business name. So I may come back and tell you I'm a business name. I just want to wait for some stuff to go through. But there's a science to picking your business name. You don't just want it to be some random name necessarily, because I want people to find me. So when people search for a notary in my area, I come up by default before everybody else because I picked a certain name. But all of that to say, I spent about $1,830, just bump that up to $1,900 to get my notary business started. And I have not made that back. So I'm currently operating in the red, but that's okay because I do plan on making more money. Whether it's through general notary work and I'm getting up early in the morning or I'm running around on the weekends, I'm here for it. I just try to stay safe, keep my distance. I wear a mask at all times. I do not share pens, and it's been fine. Like, people have passed along my information, and if they need me, they know where to find me. I meet you outside. I even have my own folding table. I did not add that into the cost. I should have, but I'd already had it. I got it off Amazon. I think it was maybe $30. No, it wasn't even that much. And no, I didn't even get that one from Amazon. I got that one from Aldi. I have 2 folding tables, but it's about yay big. It's enough for a person who needs to press down and sign, because I'm not coming in your house. Not doing it. Not right now, anyway. Now, if I get a loan signing, that's a little different, because that's 100 and some odd pages. I may want to sit. But for general notary work, I'm not coming in your house, and you need to wear a mask. I need to wear a mask. I need to see you sanitize, and then I'll go about my business. But that's that, you guys. So about $1,900 is what I spent. You heard what I spent it on. I'm sure I'll be spending more, hopefully not too much more. And I will update you if this starts to work out, or if it doesn't work out. I'll let you all know, just in case someone's curious. But if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, and I will get back to you, because I want to spread the news. I don't want to hoard the information. So it may work for you, it may not, but right now it seems like it may work out okay in the end. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.